You know, I want to.
This is RadioOnFire.com. Yours truly, Don McKay, in here alongside my father. How you doing, Dad?
I'm glad to be here. Excited. Everything
Me too.
is good.
Lot of news as always. Election day.
Yes.
Here in Maryland. Thank you. I am excited about that. I hope that it goes the way that we wanted to go. Mm-hmm. But we're going to talk about that.
They had a pretty good turnout right here.
Yeah, which is
I was surprised.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the Supreme Court upholding Trump's Muslim ban, which it's weird because they try to act like it's not a Muslim ban. Mm-hmm. And try to call it a travel ban. But the travel that you're banning is of people from mostly Muslim countries. So I want to talk about that. I also want to talk about Maxine Waters and the Democratic Party, the weakness of the Democratic Party. I want to talk about those things and whatever else you want to talk about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What do you want to start with?
Let's talk about something uplifting, like Maxine Waters.
Okay. Why is that uplifting?
Because she is approaching it as it should be. The Democrats want to respond to Trump and the Republicans like they wanted and insisted Jackie Robinson respond to the people in 1947 when he was getting into baseball. I mean, just take it. You know, just take everything they say. You know, just don't fight back. It's insane. That's how Trump got in. You got Maxine Waters is a fighter, and we have to be fighters. We have to. The Democrats are scared to even say, "Well, if we get in, we're going to impeach you." That's what they need to say, because he's going to say it on when he gets on. They're going to impeach me. Yeah, if we get in, we're going to impeach you, and these are the reasons why. You a spy. We think you're a spy. You sold the country out. You're a criminal. You're a crook. I mean, and name the 20 things why we're going to impeach you. Don't run from it.
Right.
That's the reason that back in 2000, how we got into this problem anyway. 2000, if Gore had embraced Clinton instead of running from Clinton, they're always running from you. Running from your friends. You know what I mean? You should have embraced Clinton, and then you would have got. He lost his own state. See, they've been cowards. You got to stand up to a bully.
And then on top of that, when the stuff happened with the count with the votes.
2000?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
My thing is that, okay, let's figure this out. He just accepted the result, whatever. You know what I mean?
Being nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, because there was some funny business going on with the votes in Florida.
They stole that election.
Yeah.
They stole it.
And this is the thing, and everybody knows it. And he just accepted. Just like they laid down and did not let them appoint
Garland.
Yes. Just laid down for 1 year. Right. For 1 year. The thing that Republicans do well is change the narrative and keep something in the news. They'll keep talking about it, keep talking about it. And the Democrats just go along, get along.
I heard Chris Wallace, not Chris, is it Chris Matthews? Chris Matthews on Hardball yesterday say that shame on Maxine Waters.
He did?
Yeah, he said that all they're going to do is make his base, rally behind him even more, because they feel you attacking him. Attacking him? No. The Democrats have to fight with fire. How do you deal with a bully? You can't kowtow to a bully. You got to stand up to a bully.
Right.
And sometimes you got to smack a bully for nothing. He gonna think I was a bully. You just smack it. That's what Trump does. What do the football players do to Trump? Okay, he just said, hey, and he just started talking about him. That's called smacking them for nothing. You know what I mean? And that's what he did. And you have to do the same thing. You can't just back down. And because if you don't, you're going to lose anyway. So it's better to fight and lose by fighting than to go down as a coward.
I agree.
And listen, I want to make an apology. Not an apology, but I want to make clarification of something that I said last week. You asked me a question. You said if Donald Trump was black, would I vote for him? And I said instantaneously yes.
Yeah.
What I meant is that I would vote for him because of his strength and not, he's a fighter, and that's what we need in the Democratic Party.
So you're just clarifying why,
right? But
you're not changing that you would. No.
Well, I'm saying also that maybe I am, because I'm saying that I wouldn't vote for him from the standpoint. No, I wouldn't. If he has no ethics or he has no ethics about him. He's a liar, and so those are the things I couldn't vote for those.
So you
things.
wouldn't vote for a black liar?
No, I couldn't. No. I mean, and one who has no ethics or morals. No.
So just to clarify, if Donald Trump was black,
yes, sir,
you would not vote for him.
And he was,
and he's exactly who he is right now.
No, I take it back. No, I'm not taking it back. But I meant that from the beginning. But I didn't elaborate, because they're gonna look back at this film and say, "Oh, you said you would vote for him." I said, "Well, look at the next week." Okay, so I clarified that. So but he had the characteristics that he has now. No,
with the same characteristics.
No, absolutely not. He's a spy for the Russians. No, absolutely not. No, he sold the country out. I want to support the country. He sold the country out. I was talking about the fact that he's a fighter and he stood up for his race. I like somebody to stand up for my race, and so that's what I meant.
So as far as
I can sleep at night.
As far as what happened to Sarah Sanders when she went out to eat and the restaurant owner asked her to leave, and the other Republicans has had to deal with people approaching them out in the streets. How do you feel about that?
I really don't want to see it get to that, because it's going to get tit for tat. Right. They're going to do the same thing to you, and it's going to escalate, and it's going to get to something physical. What happened in Charlottesville? We're going to see those. I don't want to see that.
Speaking of that, they have applied for and received a permit for for whatever anniversary in Washington for that same group that did the Charlottesville. Yeah.
Well, see, I don't. We don't need that to happen. So that's what I mean.
So I think that's why they want her to apologize, because they feel fearful of that type of.
Well, I mean, she don't. Well, I don't agree with her apologizing. Unfortunately, it's gonna get to that anyway.
Right.
It's gonna get to that anyway
because he's riling that up.
Yeah. And they still have the audacity to say that Obama created the
Taliban. The
racial problems in this country. This guy has divided the country into 4 sections: white against everybody, and against the Muslims, Hispanics, blacks. The only one that they work softly with is Asians, because they know that.
And Russians.
Yeah, well, they white, so that's why he like them.
The European, yeah. But he don't like the French, or the English. Yeah,
well, that's true. That's true.
And what's that all about?
But he feels that they gonna cow down. They gonna do whatever they, he feels that if he and Russia get together, they have no choice but to just get in line with them.
And that might be true.
Yeah. Yeah, he's getting his. He's winning. Okay, he's winning.
Charlie Sheen voice. Yeah, yeah. Speaking of winning, so I think that is a great segue to the travel ban that he has going on. What do you think about it?
Well, it's a tricky situation because as I said, I think before we came on, they've had an article out that Caucasians, white people in this country, are not procreating. They're dying faster than they are procreating. So therefore, the country is changing to brown, and that is what this is all about. That's the reason. The only reason that Donald Trump is as president is because he's indicated to them that I will stop these brown people and put these black people in check, and so that's what it's all about.
About getting people in check.
Yes, and he is he said I have nothing to lose by doing whatever he wants to do as far as the board is concerned. He said I'm not a politician anymore. I'm a businessman. I'm just gonna that's how he clarifies and makes corrections. This is what a businessman would do. Cut the don't let nobody in. And so he and he getting away with it. It's not the Republican Party. It's the Trump Party now. That's unbelievable. What, a year and a half? He's winning. Charlie Sheen is president.
I've been a little bit conflicted about this because if from a governing standpoint, if we have immigrants that want to come to the country and they don't use the normal entrance points, right? And they try to sneak in. You got two options. You can catch and release. Don't come in. Don't come in here. Get away, and you let them go. Or you can put them through some type of a formal process to try them and prevent them from legally coming in the future. Of course, that won't prevent them from trying to sneak in again. But those are the only two options.
I saw a program on Honduras, and a lot of immigrants are coming from not from Mexico. They're coming from Honduras and other places. Honduras was frightening what they are doing to women.
Yes,
in Honduras,
very much so.
And they got to the forefront of the news because a couple of years ago they killed the girl who Miss Honduras and her sister. And they said that normally those killings take place all the time and nothing ever happens. And the only reason that people even knew about this is because she was Miss Honduras. And so, of course, they had a lot of women who trying to come to the United States because they said that they get beat, they're getting killed. And so it is a problem because the United States has always been the country that has stood above all other countries in the world. Above all other countries in the world. This was like this everybody knows the Wizard of Oz. This was Oz. And Dorothy and the gang was they're trying to get to Oz. And so now you can I think you don't have to build a wall because Trump is making it apparent that we don't want y'all no more, and we're not ours anymore, and they'll stop coming. If you, I think if he continues to do, because a lot of the people that they interview, they say, well, if I knew they were gonna take me separate me from my children, I would never came, And so this is what they want to hear anyway. So you have to make this country less appealing. They just lost. What's the motorcycle?
Harley Davidson,
and you're gonna keep losing more jobs, and the country's gonna start going down. So they're not gonna come anyway because you're not gonna be making. China's gonna take. I've been telling you that for 25 years. China is gonna become.
It's a further trip for them, though.
Yeah,
trying to go there. But so here's my thing. So America, it's tricky though because we're in everybody's business. We have a military presence everywhere.
Right.
So why don't we redirect? So, they're upset about them suspending the military exercises in Korea. And so why don't we redirect some of those resources to Honduras and places like that where people are fleeing from to help those governments battle the criminal element, right? And then, these people are coming here because they're fleeing trouble regions. So if we redirect our military forces, they won't. The military's not losing any money because they're just sending them someplace else. You know what I mean? And send them there and help create a safer environment for these people to also prevent them. They only coming because of safety.
But the only thing there is that you're still portraying yourself as the policeman of the world on one end, and then on the other end, you are only the policeman of the world because you have a society that you projected as the greatest in the world, and you don't want anybody to come, and yet.
But I mean, I'm saying, but in order to go with this strategy, we got to remove our armed forces from everywhere else. Why do we need bases over here?
Oh, in
anywhere. I'm just saying, in any other place.
Because
we watching people, right? Trying to police them.
Yeah, but I mean, but those are bigger, stronger countries than Honduras. Honduras,
definitely.
I think Honduras is may have 3 million people. You know what I mean? Versus 50 million. Japan got 150 million. I mean, they got.
I'm just saying the Coast Guard could clean up Honduras. I'm just saying, if you want to stop people from coming over here, then I think that it would, instead of us coming off as insensitive and a horrible bigoted place, they would be better suited to clean up the issue to bring them over here in the first place. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think
the resources would be better used.
Yeah, but it's more complicated because
it is complicated.
It's same thing that we have in the cities here. In the inner cities, they need jobs over there. I mean, in Honduras, so they gotta make the environment more conducive that they want to stay in their own country and have jobs and for the people. Yeah. So it's tricky because I mean, of course. As you say, you don't want your country to be overrun by people just fleeing, and because the country will start to, be Spanish. Hola,
See. So you were saying that we need to be concerned about how the Spanish people are being treated.
Yeah, because that's just a prelude to how they want to treat us. Because believe me, Donald Trump wants to come into these major cities. These people that we see on the corner not working, they want to put them in jail. They're going to be a cleanup job. That's why it's going to be a lot of problems in this country, and we're going to be the ones that catch the base of everything. Believe me.
Well, the good news is this. He won't be around forever. It's either going to be 2 more years or 6 more years.
Who says these things?
So, meaning is he ain't going to live forever. He ain't going to be in that position forever. So, we can prepare a fight, a natural fight. You know what I'm saying? It's not like this is the rest. This is what life is going to be. This is going to be, we can prepare to get him out of here in 2 years. Or 4 years, whatever it is.
Well, yeah, we got it. We definitely have to fight
and never get in this situation again.
Yeah, we got to fight, and the only way to fight is that we've got to fight for democracy. We got to fight for what America has stood for since its conception.
That's not good.
The making those words true for everybody.
Yes. For everybody. Agreed. For everybody. Yes.
Because if we don't have that, he could take over.
But you're right. What I guess the thought that they wanted to do was right. It just didn't apply to everybody.
Right.
And now we have to make it apply to everybody.
And they didn't have to say to white people because they were the only people. Y'all were, nobody else is a person. You know what I mean? The women weren't people.
It didn't apply to Indians either.
No,
it didn't apply, and it didn't apply to white.
When they
women
said
either.
every man is equal because men are just white. That's how they looked at it. You know what I mean? I gotta specifically say white people. So yeah, we have to because he wants to get at that just as he did with those what was the boys in New York, the
Central Park 5.
Central Park 5. Okay, that's how he feels. Yeah, he didn't even care that they were innocent.
And still has never apologized.
No.
So he put up billboards. Central Park 5. Y'all can Google that if you're unfamiliar. But it was a group of 5 teenagers that were falsely accused of raping a white girl, and were in prison, and then later found innocent due to DNA evidence. And Donald Trump took out all of these billboards and just did a whole campaign against them. And then after they were acquitted of all charges, he refused to even acknowledge that
right
anything. Same as he did with President Obama and the birther movement, and
the same as he did with and I feel bad I can't think of his name, but the hero from that.
Why do you say that's the same? Because he didn't acknowledge them at all.
Right.
Right.
He tried to acknowledge those police officers and found out that they were scared. They didn't do a thing.
Yeah. And he wasn't even armed.
Right. I mean, he was a hero. I mean, so it shows you where it is.
This clearly
I won't
race.
even acknowledge your presence, even if you did something good. So it's not doing anything. It's just who you are. So there's nothing you can do that will satisfy these people.
It's just like this was a powerful episode. You remember that episode of the Jeffersons when they went to the Klan meeting? They didn't realize that it was a Klan meeting,
right?
And then the guy had the heart attack.
Exactly.
And George, if y'all see this episode, and George Jefferson ends up giving the white supremacist mouth to mouth and saving him.
Saved his life. And then afterwards, when he found out that George Jefferson was the one that saved him, he said, "You should have let me die." Exactly. And that's exactly how they feel.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so I mean,
that was a powerful episode.
It was exactly you perfect time, because it was exactly right. I remember seeing that, and it was a powerful one. And it's unfortunate, but that's how the people are. Mm-hmm. That's how they are.
So last topic, the travel ban, the Muslim ban, right? This is a crazy thing. The fact that certain countries, people are going to be prevented from coming here, it's just like a extension of what they're trying to do at the Mexican border. Is this something that you think is going to be rolled back the next regime to come in, or is this what it's going to be?
I think it's probably going to be, even though you don't even hear on the news about what's going on in Iraq, and they're still fighting over there.
Oh yeah,
you don't even hear about it, and because there's so much chaos going on here, and they've been pretty well decimated over there. Before Trump even got in office, and they remember when Obama would say that, and he said that they were junior leagues. He used to say, and they were, "What you talking about? Junior leagues? They're killing." And now you don't even hear anything about them. The point is that anything that this man did as president, they will try to just demean anything. And so when he was president, that's all you ever heard about was going on in Iraq and in the Middle East. Now it's as if it doesn't even exist, because they don't care. They don't care. And then how much Trump says we're going to be saving X amount of billions of dollars by discontinuing the war games in Korea. When you're dealing with your security, there's no money, there's no price. United States, what we're going to have to fear is when the United States or the U.S. dollar is not the world currency. And,
Definitely.
And they're working on that now. And Trump is going to be a real good advocate to do it, to eliminate the United States, because they're going to say this country is unstable, the leadership is unstable, they're not qualified any longer to be the world currency, the U.S. dollar. And we're going to really...
So will be the yen?
Whoever, it'd be between China and Russia. But I think it would be China, yeah. I think it'd be China. And because I remember being in China in 92. And I've been about 13 different countries. Everywhere I've ever been back then, the dollar, the U.S. dollar, bow down. In Hong Kong, my dollar was worth less than the U.S. dollar. That was 25 years ago. So now I know that, and at the bank they were very arrogant, and it's like it was literally, I came there, U.S. dollar, American dollar, and they were British control then. And 97, the Chinese took back over Hong Kong.
Yeah, I remember that.
But so I can imagine now. People don't realize. I mean, even I remember being in Nigeria when United States was having conflict with Nigeria at that time, and they treated if you were American, they started treating you like you were dirt. Hey, you American, think you something? You ain't nothing. And so we take things for granted, because we're here in America. You'll run into a culture shock.
Yeah. That would be really bad.
Yeah,
that would be.
And this man is going to lead us in there because.
And he doesn't care anything about.
He don't care because he's going to be on Jam Street. See right now, China is taking over. China is taking over in Jamaica. They're bringing their money over. They're taking over Jamaica. By that I mean they're investing. And then the president, they're saying to him, "You can get as much money as you want." And he's just thinking about when they leave office. I got this. South Africa, Chinese investing, and they are becoming a dominant force in this world because they got the money. And the United States is we're gonna fall by the wayside. And when that U.S. dollar is no longer the world currency, sorry.
Yeah.
And this man, and he gets good credence for it because they're going to think, they can see how erratic this country is, and it's not as stable as it had been. And they're going to say China is coasting along as a giant and building and creating and prosperous. It's going to be problems.
Oh, wow.
That's
a Debbie Downer.
Let's end on a high note.
Well, what other thing that we haven't covered? If you can, polls have closed here, and can you see what you can see results wise? But as far as here in Maryland, election cycle has reached the end of the first part. Today we did voting. My sticker is around here somewhere.
Yes.
Oh, you saw? Yeah, so I did. Yeah, I got my sticker, and so I went in to vote, and there was a paper ballot.
Yes, I liked it.
It was a paper ballot. I liked the paper ballot. I didn't have a problem with it. I mean, there was a paper ballot when I did the 2016 election.
When you were running? What do you mean?
No, I mean when we did for the Trump.
Oh, right.
Trump. It was.
I don't remember.
It was paper ballot for me. I don't know if it was.
Probably was.
So why you like the paper ballot better?
I think they can keep a better count.
I think so.
What's going on? Because especially this upcoming election is going to be very critical because we got crooks in office here, and then he's got all this crooks going around the country to I don't. I see corruption all over.
With the paper, I mean, with the computer.
Yeah.
So
I said the closest. It's better to have the paper ballot without question.
Yeah. So they have you fill out the paper ballot, and then you walk it over, and they scan it right into the system while you're right there. So it made me nervous initially because I'm thinking, okay, so people gonna be counting this, like,
right?
But them scanning it in,
right?
Because all the people, I mean, bless all the people that were in the thing, but they didn't look like counters to me. They didn't look like they would have a good count if they had to count.
Right.
Okay, they were very nice and very helpful.
Where you voted?
So what is another shocking news to me? But over on Garrison and right where Oasis used to be.
Yeah, your mother told me you went over there.
Okay, so I go over there.
Dollar store.
It's a Family Dollar.
Yeah.
Where the Muslim spot used to be. It's gone.
Yeah.
And I called her up immediately, like, Ma, do you know that Oasis is not there anymore?
Well, don't tell people that you didn't know that, because they'll know that you've been in the county board now. So you're a county man.
That's what she said.
You ain't in the hood no more.
She said, "Well, you don't know what's going on in the city, do you?"
and where you and at the park, Hamlin Park.
Yeah.
I told your mother when she told me, I said, "Tell them to go to Drew Hill Park. You're gonna see a big difference."
Well, yeah, I saw a bridge. There's a bridge across Drew Hill Park. The trucks are driving across. It's really weird.
Right.
But so is it too soon for results?
It's 9 o'clock.
Yeah, so polls just closing, but it was an ugly race with Mosby and Ivan Bates.
State's attorney.
Attorney race was ugly, and the governor's race tricky. A lot of people in there.
Yeah,
a lot of people in there.
Right.
So let's make a prediction: Mosby or Bates.
So we'll find out next week when we talk to him. Yeah. So Mosby will win state's attorney.
Agreed. I agree with that. Governor's race.
I think Ben Jealous. It's gonna be close. Ben Jealous and the other guy from Maryland. I think Ben Jealous is gonna pull it out. Though.
Okay. I agree. Those are the main ones. I think Cummins. I think is obviously going to win that.
I think so. Yeah.
And as far as some of the county clerks and stuff like that, we can see what happens there. What was the other? What's the family that's someone right across from Highland Park?
Frank Conway.
Yeah. So she's gonna win.
Yeah. I think. Yeah. Belinda Conway.
Right.
Yeah, sure, she should win.
Yeah. So those are the main ones that stand out. But yeah, so we'll go over the winners next week and all of that. So
here's another one. Jill Carter.
I voted for her.
Yeah, she wasn't in my district.
Yeah, I voted for her. She's in a tough race though.
Yeah.
She's in a tough race. And
is that the seat that Nathaniel Oakes had?
I think so.
Uh-huh.
And so she's in a tough race. She's got some forces working against her.
Right. O'Malley's people, I think.
Yes, she's a little quirky, but I hope she pulls. I hope she pulls it out. And they do a lot of extra airbrushing on her stuff. I'd like to get them to minimize it a little bit, but I definitely she definitely has my support.
Yeah.
And I wanted to end on a good note. I thought about you while this was happening. I don't know why I didn't call you, but I was mesmerized by it. Did you see the tribute to Anita Baker?
Yeah.
Don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, if people don't know, you love Anita Baker.
Yeah.
And so we grew up with Anita Baker's songs filling the household. Right?
Yeah.
I know all of the songs. Okay. And so they had, if you didn't catch it, they had Jamie Foxx.
I ain't like what he did.
Singing. Come on. Okay, it did come off a little bit like you were in a nightclub and he was covering some of her songs. But he's clearly a talented guy.
Right.
He played anybody can play the piano and sing at the same time that's A level.
I've always wanted to be able to do that. Okay. Yeah. Always.
So you didn't like Marsha Ambrosius?
No.
Okay, because here's the thing about that. I don't know if did you see Anita Baker's acceptance speech?
Yeah.
She didn't mention Marsha Ambrosius. She mentioned Lettucey. Did you like Lettucey?
She's all right.
And she really Yolanda Adams. She enjoyed Yolanda Adams a lot. I don't think she liked Marsha Ambrosius from Floetry. I liked the entire performance. Did you like Yolanda Adams?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I love the way that Anita Baker sings it better. But I mean, it was good. It was good.
They gave her flowers while she was here.
Right.
She enjoyed it.
Yeah, she did.
She became emotional. She really liked Yolanda Adams.
Yeah.
Because Yolanda Adams sang to her.
Yeah.
And the runs that she was doing was crazy. Yeah.
And can I say something about Yolanda Adams? I was in New York and I saw Yolanda Adams sing with Johnny Gill. And Johnny Gill, seemed like he could sing. Mm-hmm. They sang, this is a few years ago, and this lady was just incredible. Johnny Gill left the stage. He couldn't sing with her because she blew that stage, and then she just started crying because whatever she was singing, she would the song. You could feel it. I mean, it was just an unbelievable performance. I mean, just unbelievable. And Johnny Gill, he left the stage, and I think she left and then came back because she was so emotionally involved. She's the kind.
How was the crowd reacting?
Oh, they loved it. I mean, she was, they loved it. She was phenomenal. She's a phenomenal singer.
Yeah, she is. She is. Shout out to her.
Yeah, she is. Yeah. She is. No question.
All right. So but you still like Anita Baker. This is her last hurrah. You like the old Anita?
Yeah, I like old Anita.
You like the young Anita?
Come back, Anita. Yeah, but time.
Yeah. It's been 30 years. So
yeah, that went by fast too. Yeah. 30 years.
30 years. Yeah.
Wow. Anita Baker, congratulations.
Yeah. She's definitely much well deserved.
Wow. Yeah. Your mother never liked it too.
No. She was hating.
And I got to call your mother and tell her I heard this song on the radio that I really liked today. I didn't know who it was or what it was. And it was a new song by Peabo Bryson. I said, joking. "Oh my goodness, I got to go." Yes, I didn't.
Are you serious?
Yes. And
what station?
And what's the comedian's name here at 3:00? Oh, 3:00.
Oh no, that's D.L. Hughley.
Yeah, D.L. Hughley.
He played.
He said, "Who knew that people can still be around after all this time? People, and then he just had a baby too." So
okay.
They said people got a new song out. It is. I didn't know it was Peabo Bryson.
Well, you wouldn't have liked it if you knew it was him.
No, I mean I liked it. I didn't know it was him.
No, I'm saying if you knew it was him.
Yeah, I mean he got
because mom. I think mom automatically is, especially if she knows it's Anita Baker, she won't even give it a chance. Right. Sort of like how she does with Nicki Minaj. She'll just cut it off instantly. Just won't give it a chance.
The plastic.
Yeah, the plastic. All right, so thank you as always.
Yes.
So we'll be back next week to talk about the
returns,
and the winners and the losers, and all that stuff.
All right. Okay.
All right. So
see ya.
See ya.
Radio on Fire.